Hello, my dear friends. Once again, I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Smiles World. Today, we are going to discuss about the fourth chapter of first unit of plus 2 English, HOREGALlu. This is an anecdote written by Sudha Murthy. Before going to discuss about the story in great detail, we can introduce our author Sudha Murthy. Sudha Murthy was born in 1950 at Shigon in North Karnataka. She teaches computer science to postgraduate students. She is a prolific writer in Kannada and English. She wrote novels, technical books, travelogues, collections of short stories, and non-fiction pieces. Her story, HOREGALlu. I told it is an anecdote. What is an anecdote? An anecdote is a written material based on any real incidents or happenings. This story, HOREGALlu, is taken from her The Old Man and His God, discovering the spirit of India. Then we can discuss the story in great detail. The title of the story, HOREGALlu. What is HOREGALlu? HOREGALlu is a Kannada word which means a stone bench that bear weight. It was a large flat stone placed horizontally over the vertical ones. We can see many HOREGALLUs in all parts of Kerala also. It is a flat stone bench that was very useful in the olden times for the travelers who wear weight. In this kind of HOREGALLU was and is all over the world. But in Kerala, we know it is very rare. But in the some part of the North India and South India, we can see many kinds of such stones. She begins the story by remembering her past. The speciality of the story is that the writer memorizes her past childhood memories and connect it with a later incident when she was in Mumbai. She begins the story in a very attractive manner. Different writers have their different ways of beginning of their story. Some may begin from past or flashback, some others from present, some others begin from a part of conversation. But here, Sudha Murthy, she begins in a very attractive manner and using very catchy sentences. She writes, hot summer days remember me of my childhood in a little village. And after that, she tells us the story in a very beautiful, attractive manner, using very simple words, phrases, and other story materials. In the story, we have mainly three characters. One character is the author himself, herself. Sudhamurti is the storyteller. She tells her story. The because of that, she is a character in the story. The second character is her grandfather, who was a school teacher. The third character is Ratna. She was a colleague of Sudhamurti when she worked in an office in Bombay. The story, even its title, have a significance. What is the significance of the title? The title has a inner meaning. We know that HOREGALLU, that helps the travelers to unload their load or weight, physical weight. Such and such like. There are many other HOREGALLUs in the society. Sudhamurti tells us that her grandfather and her colleague Ratna were two different, very valuable HOREGALLUs. They are the HOREGALLUs, but they helped others to unload their internal weights or loads. Sudhamurti tells us in the all parts of the India, there were many HOREGALLUs that support us, help us, the travelers to unload their weights, loads, and then refresh and retake the energy and continue their travel. Like that, there are many other HOREGALLUs. They give help, support, and give refresh to others to regain their health. There are so many people in the world. They are suffering mental burdens. They have so many problems, but they have no one to share their problems because they seek an outlet to unload their mental feelings and mental burdens. The grandfather of Sudhamurti, her colleague Ratna, they were such and such HOREGALLUs. They supported, helped others. They only heard the voices of others and gave solution. This way, they acted as a HOREGALLU. This is the content of the story HOREGALLU. Sudhamurti remembers that in her village there was a huge banyan tree, which was a large umbrella that was a shelter to the birds and other peoples. Her grandfather, he was a school teacher. In the holidays, her grandfather used to sit on the HOREGALLU placed beneath the tree. When her grandfather sit on the HOREGALlu, Sudha Murthy and her friends playing were playing near the HOREGALlu. Meanwhile, she saw so many people came to the HOREGALlu and take rest and speak to her grandfather. What they were speaking to her grandfather? Only their worries, sufferings, their problems. Her grandfather, he patiently listened all the things they told him. But he never make a judgment, never make an advice. He hears only what they have to told. But later, she asked her grandfather what was they saying to you, why they told him the stories. Grandfather told that I was hearing only what they have to told. But Sudha Murthy could not understand why her grandfather hear the story and why the travelers told the story to her grandfather. Later, after she grown up and became a woman and a young woman, she got a job in an office in Mumbai. While she worked in Mumbai, she find out a colleague, Ratna. In the lunch time, she used to talk. There are many people there were waiting waiting Ratna for her lunch time. In the lunch time, Ratna speaks a lot of time to the visitors. Even then, Sudha Murthy could not understand what she was doing. One day, Sudha Murthy, the author, asked Ratna what she was doing. She told Sudha Murthy that she was hearing the sufferings, worries, and miseries of the people. It will give them a very great energy. They have so many things to tell someone, and they are seeking an outlet. They are seeking a person who are very confident, and they are very trusty. Then they saw Ratna as a very truthful, trustworthy, because of that they shared all their sufferings, burdens to to Ratna. This way they get a great relief. Ratna explains to Sudha Murthy that I am not making any judgment, not making an advice, but only hears. When I hear all their sufferings, they get a great relief. Only this is needed for them. But they share only the person they will be very trustworthy, and they assure that the person never share the secrets to a second person. In this trust, they share all the things. Then Sudha Murthy understand that the same activity was done by grandfather in the past. And she says that we need so many HOREGALLUs like her grandfather and Ratna. It will be a great relief for the people. We know this chapter has a great relevance in the modern times. What is the relevance in the modern times? So many people are suffering from internal problems. They have the problems, family problems, social problems, and other problems, but they have no outlet to share it because they are seeking a person trustworthy to share their secrets. This is the great lesson to give us the anecdote. In this chapter is a very important chapter in the first unit. We have the questions to write character sketch of Ratna or grandfather. We can expect the question that write the character sketch of Ratna and grandfather. Then we can discuss the works in the next video. In the next video, we will discuss the all works of the first unit in a great detail, and we do in the board all the works. Here we understand that uh, the main characters of the story, Ratna and grandfather, and how a story begins. I told you that different writers begin the story in a different ways. Sudhamurti started her story in a very attractive manner. And we also have some other paragraph questions also we can expect in this chapter. There are, I see a chance to ask a paragraph question in this chapter. So we understand the chapter in a great detail, and after that we can discuss the works in the next video. Okay, thank you. Wish you all the best.